Welcome. This is a trick to quickly multiply a 2-digit by 2-digit number very quickly. With little practice, you can do this in your head. So to start out, you multiply the ones digits. 2 times 3 is 6. And then you multiply the tens digit. 4 times 2 is 8. And then you multiply the ones to the tens and the tens to the ones, and you add those together. So 2 times 2 equals 4, and then 4 times 3 equals 12, and if you add these two together, it becomes 16. Since it's a 2-digit number, you don't put 16 here. You put the 6, the 1 gets carried to the 8, so this becomes a 9. So your final answer is 966. Okay, let's try another one. 54 times 32. So I'm going to multiply the ones digit. 4 times 2 is 8. Then I'm going to multiply the tens. 5 times 3 is 15. And what goes inside there, you multiply the ones to the tens, and then you multiply the tens to the ones. So 4 times 3 is 12, 5 times 2 is 10, and then you take these two numbers and you add them together to give yourself 22, and you don't put 22 in here, you put in 2, and then the 2 gets carried, so this becomes a 7. So your final answer is 1,728. And this carrying process here, if you do practice this, you can do this mentally. You don't need to write all this out. Okay, let's try 2 more. Okay, 16 times 37. So we're going to multiply the ones digit, which is 42. So I'm actually going to write 42 here. And then you multiply the tens digit, which is 3. So again, this 4 came from the 42 and multiply the 1, so it's my tens there. I'm going to add that to my middle number that I'm going to calculate now. So you do 6 times 3, the tens times the 1, and then you do 1 times 7. And you add those together. So you get 6 times 3 is 18, 1 times 7 is 7. Then you add these two numbers together, and that becomes 25. So the 5 is going to be added to the tens here, and then the 2 is going to be added, it's going to be carried over to the hundreds. So your final answer here is going to be 592. Okay, last one. Let's do some big numbers here. 76 times 87. There's a lot of carry in here, so let's try it out. So 6 times 7, I'm going to write 42. And then 7 times 8 is 56. And again, this is my quote-unquote middle number that I'm going to add to this next part. I'm going to do 6 times 8, ones times the tens, and then the tens times the ones. 7 times 7. Okay, 7 times 8 is 48. 7 times 7 is 49. And then you might think, man, this is a lot of work to do in your head. But once you get really good at your just basic multiplication facts, you can do this really fast in your head. You need to know single-digit multiplication, memorize it. So then you add these two together, and you notice it says 3 less than 100, so it's going to be 97. So then this 7 goes to the 4, and 7 plus 4 is 11. So this becomes a 1, and I'm carrying a 1 here, so it's going to be a 7, but then I have this number over here, this 9, and this 9 is going to go here, and 9 plus 6 plus 1 is 17. So I carry the 1, and then this whole thing it's 16, so this whole thing becomes 6. Again, I'm going to write that out. 9 plus 6 plus 1 is going to be 16, and this 1 goes over here. The 6 stays here. So your final answer is going to be 6612. And again, this is kind of the most complicated you can get, but if you honestly practice this trick, you can even do this one in your head. I promise you, it's not impossible. Okay, that's it.